Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nomad AoE here on YouTube for another Mayhem Makers FFA contest. We've got 8 players here, all of them FFA legends in their own right. Starting out in the north corner, we have Hankra Live, a conqueror, and an FFA king playing the Roost civilization. Spawning into his right just a little bit, we've got the green player, that is Jordan 9, 8116. A French main playing, of course, the French civilization. A little bit south of him, we have the purple player. This is guidesatyoutube.com at Corvinus1. Pretty sure this is Chicken Tenders. He's a regular FFA player on the Corvinus1 Twitch channel. Corvinus is, of course, a professional player, so we've got an FFA king here in his own right. In the bottom right, we've got a little bit of a Thunderdome going on. By the way, GuideSat is playing the Abbasid civilization. Bottom right in this little two-person Thunderdome, we've got the pink player. That is Hog1 Bob. That is Pog. He is playing French civilization, and he is within TC range with another player. That is, of course, Quill. Conqueror 3. Got to Conqueror 3 playing Delhi exclusively, one of the true chads of the Mayhem Makers FFA community. It is Quill. He will be playing the Delhi Sultanate. Near the middle of the map, we have the teal player, a Mongol. This is going to be Kino Blues, a conqueror and an FFA player. New to this community, new to the Turn community that I'm a part of. Kino is a very good player. Excellent with China, excellent on water. Not a lot of water on this map, but there is some near his starting TC, so we're going to see what he does with that. Looks like he might be in a little bit of a dent off early on with the English player. That is the blue Adriano Vieira, VR. Don't know this player. I'm not sure exactly how good he is, but we're going to find out today because he's going to be locked into it with Kino. Finally, on the left side, we have the orange player. It is an FFA neophyte by his own admission. That is Foghorn Leghorn. Newer player. He's got a really great spawn here to hopefully stretch his legs and ease into the game. He is going to also be playing the Mongol civilization. Looks like we have a drop. Unfortunately, Henkra is out of the game already. He is dropped. He was going to be into it early with Jordan, so that's probably very uh, fortunate for Jordan. Anyway, I'm Sim here with, of course, Nomad, the eponymous streamer of Nomad AoE. Nomad, tell me a little bit about the players, what you think of this map, and what do you expect to see here?
Yeah, thanks, Si. Thanks, Arena. I appreciate that. And yeah, no, I'm quite keen on this map. This is very interesting. A lot of different win condition potential scenarios. A lot of choke point looking places as well. We did actually have a little bit of a weird one. I'm not sure I caught on to where you had the teal player basing up and another player. Obviously, unfortunately, Henker is now dropped. I'm guessing that was due to I'm stuck on 59 seconds into the game right now. Obviously, we will hit play soon, but he looked like he was getting Vil sniped. So that may have played into a reason why he's out of the game now. But yeah, no. Big fan of this map. Big fan of this map. Relic spawns are very different. The trade nodes are in quite interesting positions as well. This is definitely a mega random, not the Archipelago map we played the other day. But yeah, that's probably all I can say. I mean, in terms of the players, we got some real legends here. Obviously, Henker is now out, so that will play dividends for Jordan in the north. He is up against the purple guy, who you tell me is a decent player. I haven't yet seen him, so I'm interested to see what comes from him. We obviously know about the Demon Quill. He is well, the man who did the Civ tier list with me. If that's any knowledge, anyone who saw that will know he has some knowledge of certainly of the Civs. Um, in terms of the map, though, of where the players are in the map, the whole of the south is untaken, so this could play into a very long game. I think if people do venture down there.
Yeah, Teal and the other player that I mentioned that you probably didn't see where they were setting up. That was more in the middle of the map, just north of the water. Don't quite have their TC down yet. We are sitting at 58 seconds here. We're ready to hit play when you are, Nomad.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, we can go 3, 2, 1. And what we're going to do, guys, is as you can see, they're 24 minutes in. We are going to hit play at the same time and fast forward to where they are on 8 times. So, be a bit of a faster cast, but we'll hopefully get a lot of the action and hopefully give you a good representation of the first 25 minutes. But yeah, I'm ready when you are, Si. So, if we go 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. Actually, I already hit play when you said it. Started counting down the first time, but I'm at 3 minutes 13 seconds. So let me know when you get there.
3 minutes what? 30. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries.
3 minutes
Cool.
13
So
seconds. Yeah,
okay,
but
so I can see
we already
Till
got
got
our
denied his first TC droppings.
yeah, and Hankra off stream just mentioned to us that he had dropped. It hasn't happened on screen yet, but it will happen very soon
Gotcha.
because we are just a little bit behind the game, but he'll catch up quick enough.
No worries. Oh, okay. So I'm at 3:46. What are we looking like your end?
I'll be there in about 3, 2, 1, 3:46. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, three, take two. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, yeah. So we've got a good collection of players here. Hankra, I was definitely looking forward to him. Good luck for Jordan that Hankra drops because that was going to be an early struggle for him. But Jordan could have his hands full with the purple player here. Don't know how good exactly Guidesat is, but if he is Chicken Tenders, who my sources say he may well be, he is a regular on the Corvinus FFA streams. He is very good. He plays regularly with a professional, so we know he's got to have some experience. So that's going to be tough for Jordan. Jordan's going to want to expand quickly, probably get some knights and defenses up. Um, Not a ton of resources where he is, so the fact that Hankra drops may open up a new world to him a little bit. We've got 3 players tightly packed in this little strait between the 2 waters. Adriana Vieira, um, Foghorn, and Kino. That one is going to be pretty brutal on them.
And
I
interestingly enough,
Yeah,
we are seeing the silver tree from the orange player, Foghorn Leghorn, which is an interesting one, seeing as he is close to 2 trade nodes, but he will have to go to Teal through Teal to get to them. So that might play quite interestingly as well. But yeah, a stacked little little alcove or whatever you'd call it here.
yeah. Foghorn's a bit of by his own admission, a bit of a like new player, especially to FFAs. Uh, I think his TC placement, moving it that close to 2 other players, perhaps indicative of that. But I really like what he's doing with the silver tree. He's putting it up in that corner. He's realizing he has a lot of free space up there, and if he can get that trade going, there's nothing stopping him from getting full map trade to that southern thing. He's going to have to set up some towers to protect it, but he has a chance to really settle in while everyone else fights and maybe get some good eco going.
Definitely, definitely, yeah, and he's got his Uvu on full chat as well. English player hunkering down as well, like he's on the fish, but he's conscious that he might be taken off water. Obviously, he didn't realize that potentially this guy Henkra got taken out. So he has gone for a little early farm transition, which might bode well for a later game. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think we got. I think we should focusing here on the early action. Um, Guidesat is already building rams to go up and push Jordan's initial base. Jordan has rebased into the north, now taking advantage of the fact that Hankra is out. But it looks like Guidesat's not going to let him off the hook that easily. Also, we've got 2 TCs in range of each other, shooting each other. Quill already has a ram on Pog's first TC. Quill is also relocated to the south and taken another base. It's looking really bad for Pog. He's not even out of
can
200
you
vision.
pause and play for a second?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, just because I think I'm slightly ahead. But yeah, carry on.
All right. Yeah, we've got a lot of action. That is Jordan's first TC going down immediately. Pog's still in Dark Age. He's about to be out of this game. No, he did just get his landmark up in the south. He moved the Chamber of Commerce down there. Still, if Quill wants to be persistent, there is no way that Pog's going to be able to recover from this. Quill just has to find him.
Yeah, this is yeah. As we can see as well, some walls coming down for Jordan. He's very much trying to. I mean, a very bizarre wall here. He could have just done it there, but yeah, he's survival mode. This is survival mode from Jordan. He's trading as well. He did go for the Chamber of Commerce. No cock jokes here. He is, but yeah, we're seeing Guide Sat. Am I going to call him Guide Sat or maybe
Yeah, let's
Purple?
go with that. Let's
Guide
go with
Sat,
Guide.
cool.
Guide's that or purple, either
Who
one.
am I on right now? Am I on Jordan? Yeah, I am. He is pop capped. He's been pop capped for about 3 minutes now. Coming on to 4.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
not 4. At least a
he just
couple.
had trouble. He had to reset up his entire economy in the north because he knew Purple was coming for him. But Jordan is a very seasoned French player. He knew to get into a corner. He got his defenses up. That's going to slow down Purple a little bit as he has to get through the walls. But he did not adequately prepare for the second push, and now we've got Adriana Vieira coming for him, and Kino's relocating. He just went castle, dropped his stepper down in Jordan's base. It's not looking good for Jordan here now.
Oh, wow, yeah. No, exactly. He's attracted a lot of unwanted attention up here on the basis that Teal has also fled to the north. So it's not it's not looking good for Jordan. Can they potentially team up together to stop any aggression that comes in? Might
Yeah,
be something to look out for.
it's hard to say. Blue's really going after Jordan, but a much bigger threat right now is on his doorstep. He's actually walking past Kino on the Mongols to get to Jordan, and I think that's a mistake because Kino is a much bigger threat. I think he hasn't been forced to rebase entirely. He's a Conqueror player already. Not that Adriana Vieira knows that, but if he lets
Yeah,
Kino
he's
build up
almost
while he builds with Jordan, he's going to be in trouble.
100%. He's seen blood and he's gone for TCs. I think without inadvertently knowing that actually the threat lies slightly to the west of where he's attacking and what he was originally going for.
Yeah, I think Jordan may be effectively dead. He's out of TCs. I see 3 villagers back there hiding behind the Chamber of Commerce. This may be it for Jordan, or for Jordan. Yeah.
So we actually have got the red palace coming down for him, um, just slightly to the east of where his chamber, southeast of where his chamber of commerce is. But
Oh,
yeah, it's bleak.
yeah. I love the. Oh, what's this? We looked away for just a minute, and Quill came in, snuck
Oh
up, and
whoa!
almost knocked out Guidesat from the game. It was so fast, we didn't even have time to switch back over there. Quill is an absolute monster, and look how much of the map he's already claiming as the Delhi Sultanate.
Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, so he's taking out the Abbasid player. He's fishing like there's no tomorrow. He's trading, which we did clock earlier. He's trading. Um, but yeah, that's quite a sizable portion of the map he's now essentially got control of.
This is one of the interesting things about FFA, right? Because everybody's kind of had their own little wars for now, except for Foghorn, who's had a chance to build up. And he's building up pretty well, to be honest. But you were there. I mean, there's already 2 players out of the game. A third player is effectively dead, and you see Yellow, assuming you've got the scouting to see what Yellow's doing, and he owns a third of the map already. This is where you might be going a little too hard if you're Quill, because if everybody starts seeing how big of a threat you are, that alliance is going to come together, and you're going to be fighting 5v1 for the rest of the game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But currently going seemingly unnoticed, I think. And we almost are up to live gameplay as well, by the way, guys, because I appreciate size maybe a little fraction ahead of us. But okay, we're seeing a lot of Keshiks coming in, a lot of orange Keshiks, but they're going to meet other Keshiks, and they're going to meet them. Oh, I thought that was under the Kultai. It's not. It was the Khan's arrow.
Look at this. Quill is already sending a little exploratory force into
Oh wow, yeah.
Foghorn to effectively claim half the map. just so ambitious from Quill. He's taking no prisoners. He's already got a wall so that he can get near full map trade in the south. Like if they don't recognize this threat very quickly, they're not going to be able to do much about it. So this has been a very action-packed game. We're only 30 minutes into the game. 2 players are dead. A third, I mean, half dead. I think he's got about 5 villagers and no TCs right now with Jordan. Well, he did manage to sneak a TC up there next to the Red Palace. Just cannot underestimate the survivability of the French.
Yeah,
Um, he's even managed to repair his start. He's repairing his starter TC. Jordan knows what he's doing with the French, man. He's very sneaky. You got to give it to him.
I think he's taking notes from the last game I played with him as well when I told him about relics and passive gold. He was sat on 3 for a while, and I can see now he's building a monastery right next to one. So I'm very impressed that he's taking a little bit of knowledge from me. Anyway, um, yeah, moving on. I mean, these chat elephants we see coming in, and bearing in mind, guys, as well. So Quill, our resident Kong 3, as he's known as, actually got Kong 3 on a Smurf account, or grinded up to to Kong 3 on a Smurf account with Delhi only. So this guy certainly knows how to play Delhi. I don't know if he went random Civ or he picked them, but yeah.
Yeah, Quill always a threat. Like Delhi, not even his main civilization. He did it almost like as a joke on a player in the
Yeah,
Discord, who was
yeah. It was almost a bet that was taken, I think. Yeah.
yeah, a little bit. He was kind of just proving that it could be done. Look at Foghorn. I like what he's doing here. He sees the dead base. He sees that everyone else in it is engaged, and he goes clear across the map with just 24 Keshiks to just hoover up that thing,
Oh yeah,
hoover up as
beautiful.
many resources as he can. Smart, smart Mongol play by Foghorn. You can tell he's picking up. And here's some clever play by Pog. He's going to hide the guild hall to just above Foghorn. Now, is he hiding it, or do they have a little bit of a non-aggression alliance, perhaps? That's something we're going to have to monitor going forward.
Oh yeah. Wow, yeah, some sort of politicking going on here. Maybe
Yeah,
they've
I
seen a
think.
threat in the south.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to assume they've seen the threat in this. Yeah, here comes Quill with some of those Delhi men at arms, or the Delhi men at arms burning out Pog's second base. Pog's Chamber of Commerce is not long for this world, but it does get the guild hall up behind Foghorn. So I think they're recognizing that the major threat that Quill is, and they know they're going to have to band together to take him down. Someone who is not recognizing the bigger threat right now is Adriano Vieira, because he is going in on Kino. He's chasing down those spring ults. Kino, a very good player, but it looks like he's in a little bit of a bad way here as Adriano is getting into his base.
Yeah, struggling to stabilize. He's against 2TC English was on water. Actually, interestingly enough, he's been kicked off of water by Kinu. So that's quite something to note. But yeah, struggling to pick up. He had to rebase. We know that. Um, I think he's just lacking the military production here. I think he's almost yeah. I mean, he's looking at double military production against him, and I think that's going to be the play here. I can't speak for the resources. Let's just have a quick tap into. So Kino is completely out of gold. So Kino has no access to gold. This is what's letting him down here.
Yeah, he really needed to take advantage of that dead player base to his right there. Um, find a way to get a few Keshiks out, go burn that down before Foghorn, because Foghorn's reaping the benefits of that. Kino
Yeah,
needed it, didn't get it. Now he's on the back foot in this fight with the 2TC English.
100%. And he loses these crossbowmen. He can't replace them. He can't replace these Keshiks. This is valuable units that he cannot afford to lose. And that he's having to keep on the front line to keep out of his eco. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is looking really bad for Kino. He's got Jordan knocking stuff down with the stray backdoor ram, pulling a little bit of a patty, going for the backdoor action, and I'm not sure if Kino will probably survive this, but not looking good for him. He's got to find a way to get gold, um, keep the food going. He's got to find a way to protect his food. Uh, he's the only person other than Quill that has any fishing going on right now.
Yeah. And at this point, you know, he's got enough pastures to not worry about the fishing. It really is the gold now, and he's against an opponent that has access to 7.5k gold node and another. I mean, okay, these are a bit worse for wear, but yeah. Um, Although we are just about to see Foghorn run through with a big Keshigami right next to the gold node. Um, of Adriana, but he's not his enemy right now, and this is the interesting dynamic of free for alls. He doesn't care about that. He has a bigger enemy in the south, which he's setting up towers right now for, or to hopefully stifle some sort of offensive coming in from Quill.
Yeah, I think we have to be getting to the point now where everybody else is so poor, other than Foghorn, who again, a bit of a novice player in these FFAs. Uh, Quill's booming. He's down there. He's got everything. He's got gold nodes for days. He has half the map. He's got full map trade. He's fishing. He's set up to absolutely dominate this lobby. And you can see that Hog and Foghorn have kind of seen the forest for the trees here. They're allied. They're helping one another. You can see houses for Pog right next to Foghorn's stables. I think it's clear that those two have recognized the threat and are currently working together
Yep.
to prepare for it. The guys in the north, though, they're just denting each other in, and I don't know if half dead Pog and Foghorn alone are going to be enough to put down the Dark Lord.
Yeah, exactly. And something to note as well, which I'll always vouch for, is going into an FFA, if you are deemed, an FFA nemesis or whatever you want to call it, that someone to be targeted. This is far from targeting, I'd say, in the sense that these guys just genuinely have noticed the up and coming threat, or continuously growing threat that is Quill. And when you own half of the map, there is nothing but a 2v1 that can take place to potentially even match the might of Quill right now. But yeah, it's just something to note because it's quite funny to see these guys basing up next to each other. But this is this is the best case scenario. I love the step readout getting no use at all because there is no gold. And if we go and check of the gold nodes in Quill's base, it's quite phenomenal actually. They basically are all in the south.
Yeah, they were all in the south. Quill killed all of his neighbors. I 100% agree with what you said. Like, there is kind of an etiquette, right, to FFAs where you don't want to stack armies, you don't want to team, but there's always going to be situations, not every game, but in a lot of games where somebody just has so much more. They have such an incredible wonder position. They're clearly the front runner, and if you don't team up against them, you cannot win the game. So you have to. It's 100% fair. Like, people will complain if four people attack Quill right now, which is probably what it's going to take to kill him. He's gonna be upset that he's getting teamed, but there's nothing else that can kill him right now.
Yep.
It has to be done.
Can I just say the baller wall that came out from Adriana just then to defend his army? I mean, he lost, and I'm amazed he did because he had such a stellar offense going on there. He has pulled his troops back, so he's kept his army alive because he's gone, actually, maybe I need a couple of mangonels for this. But the wall he pulled up to stop those Springles chipping away at his trap was quite phenomenal. I like to see that.
Really great move. That is a hallmark of an FFA pro. If we hadn't already gotten that sense from some of his play already, putting a player like Kino on his back foot, then I think it's safe to say that Adriano Vieira here is a very skilled free-for-all player. He's doing a smart thing here. He's pulling back, changing tactics. He did have men-at-arms, but they get kind of beaten really bad by these heavy crossbows that are getting pulled out now by Kino. So he's switching up some spearmen in there, which don't go down quite as quick to the heavy crossbows. He's getting out his mangoes to match the other mangoes. He's not sticking to one thing blindly like a lot of players want to do. He's switching up to match the comp that his opponent is pulling out, which is really smart.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. A lot of people do it and they go, "Oh, I can trade my army with their army, and maybe I'm left with 4 units afterwards, and they don't have an army left." But you also don't have an army left, and I think it's quite a powerful thing to go. Actually, I don't need to take this exchange. I can give up this ground for a minute. Let me just I now know what I'm dealing with. Let me just swap out a couple of units or add a couple of units, and bosh, now I've got the counter that I need. And I retain my army and hopefully retain it after the next fight. But yeah, I mean we're now seeing some elephants getting absolutely torn apart by Keshiks down in the south, which is phenomenal to see coming in from Foghorn Leghorn. Quill
Yeah,
really getting a little bit stifled here, I think.
you would never guess the way that Foghorn has played this FFA that he is kind of a newer player to the FFAs. He's making a lot of really smart choices. I think he's taken a lot of good advice from the higher ranked players in the Discord, from the Nomads, the Uravities, the Quills. He's probably taking Quill's own lessons and using them against him, which is kind of ironic. Speaking of taking lessons, Jordan and Kino, I think they've recognized that there are bigger threats in the lobby. You can see Jordan now is
Interesting.
walling up his guild hall in Kino's base, and Kino's just allowing it to happen. He definitely could have stopped it. He's choosing not to. He's letting Jordan fill out some space and build farms. Another little bit of an alliance going here. Don't know if it's meant for the English player Adriano or if it's inevitably going to head down towards Quill. But you're just seeing that those alliances of necessity because it's the only way that either of these players have a chance to win this game. It's very smart. It is very fair given the situation that they're in.
Exactly. No, exactly. And we're seeing no walls around these farms. They're completely exposed. I mean, the ram, unfortunately for Jordan, who might not have realised that's still going because he might be otherwise occupied, but is going to go down. But I can imagine these go straight back to work, and there is some sort of truce going on, which is the sensible thing to do. They are going to fight another day, and they're not going to fight each other because it makes no sense to. They could level each other's bases and be completely in a worse off position when there are mightier powers to try and combat. So yeah.
What Quill is doing in the south here too, because he is continuing the fight against Foghorn. He's switching up his comp, like we talked about before. He's got the spears to match the Keshiks, got a few Ghazi Raiders to try and pull some flanking, but he's not overly forcing. He's not throwing too much at him. He's throwing cheap units, disposable, while he slowly creeps his walls up with his villagers, taking more and more space, more and more resources, and eventually, when that wonder comes up, if Quill doesn't, decide to go wonder, it's just going to be a quagmire to try to get through.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
see.
a
There's a little.
huge exchange. I mean, I don't know how this goes. I think Quill loses this, but I think it's a good trade for him. He's got very cheap spearmen in here, a few Ghazi Raiders, and a lot of expensive Keshiks there.
Yeah, smart move by Foghorn. Pull back, fight under your towers, fight
Yeah,
under your TC, make get every little bit you can because Spears into Keshiks is a fight that you'll probably win at this point if you're Foghorn, but
yeah,
it's not an economical trade. You
and
just look at the map. We were talking about how many resources Quill has. Foghorn has no more gold. He's out. Everything north of that demarcation line that Quill has set up is gone.
yeah.
So he can't afford to throw away Keshiks easily. And Quill, once again, he's bringing out the elephants now. I think he sees the weakness.
No, this is Quill's playstyle. He did that on purpose. It's a way of he gets into your head and he thinks you win. He thinks he makes you think you're winning, and you go, okay, I've just beaten him in this exchange. Maybe I can push him soon. And you go, right, okay, I'm gonna use the rest of my resource or a lot of my resource to build some siege. I'm gonna start pushing, and then he starts building his premium army, or he just carries on throwing shit at you, very cheap crap at you.
Yeah, I once was in an FFA tournament finals with Quill, right? He had a wonder up. I was the only person pushing it. He had an army out. I took my big expensive army that I was using to push his wonder out, beat his army that was defending his wall, right? So I was like, great, I've beaten Quill's army. I'm totally going to have a chance to get a little bit closer. And as soon as I knocked down the wall, I realized that it was an impassable forest behind the wall, right? It's just troll stuff that Quill does. He will let you kill a cheap army just to get into your head.
Yeah.
It really is just mind games with him. There are few players in these FFAs in our discords that are as that play the mind games as well as Quill, right?
One
He's
hundred
so
percent,
good
one
at
hundred
that.
percent, and it's a way of slowly beating you down and slowly going. I do have more resource than you because they keep throwing more at you, and he knows what he's doing. Yeah, and it's phenomenal to see, and it's a massive part of these FFAs. I mean, in these 1v1s you see 1v1 ranked and so on, they last an X amount of time. I mean, the longest I've been in is an hour and 38 minutes, and that is very much going to the peak end of a game I've ever been in. These can go on for 3 hours, and it really does go down to, if you are matching someone in resource, it really does go down to the mind games that you play and make them think that maybe you're low on resource and you really aren't. And there's only so many times you can cope with that.
Yeah,
um,
like I mean, this is a player who'll throw away an army for a joke, right?
yeah,
Because he knows he can afford it, and you can't. He will toy with you. Now we've got a win condition on the board. Quill, I don't know if I'm still a little bit ahead of you, but Quill has taken the three sacreds. One of
oh
them
well,
a
yeah.
little exposed. The other two are deep in his territory. He's going to make them start to focus on the real threat here. I think he feels pretty good about this because even if they get that middle sacred, he's probably not going to waste much defending it.
No, no, I mean, there's certainly a sea offensive we can see here. Certainly some ships, transport ships can be loaded on. But again, this could be a mind game to go, throw everything at that middle of sacred and let me just come around the sides of you guys and, and poke and prod away. But yeah, this is, I mean, we're looking at 5 against 1 now. This is a 5v1, 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we
And
say mind games, but look at that central sacred. Really, the only sacred that he's probably worried about. He's
yeah,
throwing down 5 keeps around it right now to defend it. If he actually gets an army up there, this may become a viable win condition for him.
for sure, and going on from what I said as well, or to combat what I said, easy enough right now to drop a landing party on here, but we already are seeing the first warship out. I mean, you get a few mangonels. Delhi, can Delhi get culverins? I don't think they can they?
I don't think so, but I don't play a lot of Delhi, so I'm
I
not
don't
100%
either.
familiar with their roster, to be
Where is
honest.
I mean, he doesn't have any siege workshops near. I feel like they do. I can't actually find any of his siege workshops.
We'll find out soon enough. Here come the Dumbos. And just in time
No,
because
they can't.
Adriano Vieira has done the smart thing.
Oh,
He's immediately
yeah,
switched off his attack on Kino and Jordan, and he is heading directly to
yeah.
the Sacred,
And he
focusing
knows,
on one
yeah, and just
condition.
to interject as well, like,
Of course.
he knows there is no time to waste. He knows that, Quill, like I said, Quill's getting this up, and yeah, if we get a landing party here, perfect timing. Obviously, we're now seeing a reaction from Quill, but yeah, this is a perfect reaction. His forward base is very close as well, so he is the man to do the initial push, and that's what we're seeing now. But yeah,
And yeah, let's get a big look here at this push. We've got uh, the Randy Ribaldaquins here, not close enough to be hitting the elephants. He needs to get them closer, or they're not going to be able to make an impact if he doesn't get them right up next to the Dumbos. I've made this mistake before. Ribaldaquins are great units in close range. If you can't get them close, they're basically useless.
yeah, it's a nasty choke point, especially being held by the sea as well. With, I mean, now 3 warships. Trebs do fantastic against warships, but if you micro away from them, then they don't. um, But yeah, I think
Yeah,
I don't think the warships did very much there. I think it was the phenomenal chokehold with those 13 hand cannoneers did the most part, and maybe a little bit of a lapse in micro from Adriano there. If
Well, we've got a little bit of a pardon me, Nomad, but
Go
while
for
we've
it.
got a little bit of a lull in the fight here, go look down near that small pond in the east corner. Look what Jordan's doing here. A little bit of a cheeky
Oh wow,
backdoor siege works in Quill's base, hoping he doesn't notice, maybe hoping to cause a little chaos. Quill
definitely.
has one, two, uh, well, just one of his landmarks on that side. But if he can go across that little strait in the pond, uh, Jordan can get some rams out. He could start hitting those landmarks and maybe draw Quill's attention away from the sacreds, give the rest of the people some time. Quill has to have seen this, right? He couldn't possibly have missed this, could he?
I think he can. I think he can. When you're focusing so much on the central position, what would help a lot is more attack notifications going off to kind of conceal what's going on over there,
There we
because
go.
that
He's
catches
finally noticed.
everybody out.
Yeah, there it is. The Bills coming
Ah,
down to cause it was a fun idea from Jordan. Just didn't quite pan out.
yeah. This is
Okay,
the
let's
thing.
see.
The best is when there's a load of attack notifications. The best player in the world will miss them because there's so much going on, and maybe a little bit later, and that might have. If he's fighting on three fronts, I feel like Jordan might have been able to pull that off, but not today.
Yeah, not quite the right timing. But now we're seeing Foghorn coming in with the Rams, coming in from behind. He's about to discover just how thick of a defense that is, though, from Quill. He's got some one war junk out, but that's not going to do much against those Zebics. Uh, Foghorn might be the only person really with the bank to push right now. Jordan got some more stables and siege works just north of Quill's base, but the elephants have sniffed those out. We're seeing everybody attacking, but they haven't really attacked in unison yet. In fact, Blue's turned around. He's heading towards Kino? Kino's base? Don't know if that's the wisest plan here
Strange.
for Adriano.
I guess there's something going on in the chat that maybe obviously we're not aware of, but yeah, he's burning some towers down. He's not happy about this. The thing why this works with Quill and why I'm a big fan of why he's tried to pull this off, and I think a big factor in his mind why he would have gone, yeah, this is viable, is that he realizes. I mean, if Jordan makes some sort of offense or certainly some forward infrastructure on the east side of where Quill is, then there's kind of a three-pronged attack, but at the moment it's almost a two-pronged attack. You've got pink with orange going through that way, and you've got the other three players in the north going through the same or trying to go through the same, similarly same sort of choke point or certainly same place, which makes it almost like you're fighting two players. Also, there's a lot of units that will be lost from going through each other's armies. So it's certainly something that I think of when I'm going for a wonder defense or a sacred defense is actually how accessible it is for other players to get through other people's bases. Um, but yeah, we're essentially seeing Quill defend on two fronts here, which is what he wants it to be.
Yeah, he's got a nice defense. He's got good choke points. Let's just I mean, and really just taking a minute to look at the status of the board here. Well, we've got 3 minutes to wonder till Sacred defeat. Kino is very weak from his fight with Adriano. He's just now getting up force to try and push. Jordan hasn't had production units, had production buildings for a long time. He's just now getting them up. He's sending them south. There's only 3 minutes left. Foghorn lost his entire army and a little bit of a mistake. He tried to burn the Zebics that got too close to the shore, but he lost everything doing it. He didn't get one of these backline keeps down, and Pog has no production at all. He can't contribute in the least, so Quill really probably scouted it out and picked his spot well because everyone was just too weak. Other than Adriano and maybe Foghorn, there's nothing to push him, and it takes coordination to push against a really good player with this entrenched defense. And I don't think there's any coordination here from a
No,
player
so
with the
what
ability to push.
yeah, no, I'm with you. What I'm really hoping for, and what I thought was going on with Orange and Pink, our good friends Foghorn and Pog, is I thought from the new keep that's come up in the south from Pog, is potentially a coordinated attack on that last sacred down in the bottom, or at least the one of the two in the bottom. But it looks like Orange is still going, Foghorn's still going for the central one. Uh,
He is, but
Pink
you're
looks
right.
pretty hard
Pog
set
is
on,
looking.
yeah.
That could be sneaky. That could might be a sneaky little decap from Pog if he has the time to get down there. We're very close to the end of the timer.
Sacred timer, 3 of 3.
Yep. Uh, Foghorn has burned his way to the Sacred. It's going to be those
Whoa.
Kashyyyks versus the Dumbos, but with all the keeps and the Zebiks, they're just going to get melted off of that point. It's going to come down to
But we're
crazy.
getting some pause time. We're getting some pause time. This may pay dividends, but that was a lot of dead units.
Yeah, I just don't see anybody that with a plan to deal with the Zebiks here, because you can kill the Dumbos while you're doing that. Those ships are going to finish you off. It's good. I think their best chance is Pog, if he can somehow get down to that. But I don't think. I just think the travel time is too much. Uh, it's too soon to call GG, but it might be GG, Nomad.
Yeah, so we're seeing, I think, maybe one keep that's coming down for that whole push, which was the whole of Foghorn's army. We are seeing a load of Rams undefended coming in, which I don't know how that fares well. These are all ranged. No, we do have some war elephants in there. This keep will probably go down. I think you are correct. This push in the south, I think, might be the best case scenario or best chance to kind of thwart this. Those Rams
This
have
is
got a long way to go.
Yep, this is it. This is the in this for the center of Sacred. This is everything Kino has, everything or not Kino, but Adriano, everything Jordan has, and just watch as the Zebiks and Dumbos annihilate it. This is just brutal stuff from Quill. From minute one, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he's been doing it pretty much unopposed.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, there it is. Time is up. Quill demonstrating rather dominantly why he is a Conqueror 3, why he is one of the best AoE4 players in the world. Not quite on the professional level yet, but he's at, I mean, top 200. You're getting pretty close.
Yep,
Like, that's how good he is.
for sure. Appearing in the chat as well, and will no doubt appear on the YouTube video with his antics there of being calling himself the best FFA player of all time, which is quite some feat. So we'll have to. I mean, technically he's not, but history is. Um, so
Yep.
if you want to get involved in our FFAs and you want to beat this guy, because I know I do, um, then obviously get involved. But yeah, I mean, we look at kill count. He's peaking on kill count. He's peaking on buildings raised. He was offered I mean, essentially, we spoke about this at the start. Was that lower end of the map, the southern part, was definitely the place to go, and he was the first to kind of expand there. He managed to push Pink away, to Pog away, and some alliances were set up. And no, I hand it to Quill, and I think largely what went through his mind as well was players having to fight through each other to get to him, and he was essentially fighting on two fronts rather than against 5 players you expect to fight on 5 fronts, right? But yeah.
Yeah, he had a great choke point, a great plan. He entrenched it well, and he picked the moment right where most of the players on the map were dead. This is why Quill's one of the best in the world, and that's why he is our champion for today's FFA. Playing the Delhi Sultanate, it is Quill. Congratulations, Quill. Good game to everyone else who played. Anything else before we go, Nomad?
I think that's about it. Yeah, if you want to get involved, get in the Discord, get active, get in the community, and yeah, another good FFA. I think really nice map as well. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to save the seed.
Would have liked to have seen it with a bigger spread of starting positions, but in a
Mm.
Nomad game, anything can happen. Uh, Everybody, thanks for watching on Nomad AoE here on YouTube. Get in the Mayhem Makers Discord, join up, get in the FFAs. We're always looking for new competitive players. Uh, that's it for me. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.